కూర్చోండి.
మేము కొత్తగా 7th ఫ్లోర్లో గాయత్రి మదర్స్ మిల్క్ బ్యాంక్ స్టార్ట్ చేసాం MCH బ్లాక్లో. దాని ప్రోగ్రామ్ మీద అండ్ ఓరియంటేషన్ టు బ్రెస్ట్ ఫీడింగ్ అండ్ లాక్టేషన్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ మీద ఎవ్రీ డిపార్ట్మెంట్కి మేము ట్రైనింగ్ ఇస్తున్నాం. దాంట్లో భాగంగా వాళ్ళ మేడం గారు వచ్చారు. మేడం మాట్లాడతారు.
So I'll be very quick. So basically I'm Dr. Bhavani as introduced. I'm a pediatrician and I'm an alumnus of Gandhi.
Oh, great.
Belong to 1989 batch.
Nice.
So much more senior to you, and Dr. Koteshwari is my classmate. Ajay is my senior.
I am from 81.
81, so we are all Gandhians here. So I have that kind of attachment to Gandhi, but this was not this building, of course. We were in the very old building. Okay. How many of you, we all know about blood banks, but how many of you know about a milk bank? But in a little while, we'll not be calling milk bank anymore. We'll be calling it by a different name. You all know about milk banking? What happens in a milk bank? Yeah? Okay. So I'll be very brief. We'll touch only on the principles of milk banking. Okay? So from now on, I'm not going to say it as a milk bank, because the government and the NHM, they say bank is something to do with commercial, everything. So, but we are not commercial at all. Milk banking is not commercial. So they have renamed the milk banks as CLMC, Comprehensive Lactation Management Centers. So they are lactation management centers. Do any of you know how many types of lactation management centers are there? I can see a nod, please.
4 or 5.
What are the?
Lactation management unit.
Okay.
Comprehensive lactation management.
Okay.
And below that there will be one more. Total 3.
3 types are there, correct. So there is one lactation support unit, LSU, which is there. I don't think this is working. I don't need a mic. Okay. Which is there in level 1 units. Okay. What do? They help mothers just express their milk and they will feed to their own baby. Okay. There is no other processing or storing or nothing will happen there. Okay. Lactation management unit is where they actually help mothers express their milk along with storage of milk, and they also tackle some of the smaller any issues with the breast. There are lactation counselors there. If there are any issues with the breast, they can tackle then and there itself. Now coming to CLMC, which now the prototype of the initial CLMC in Hyderabad by Sushena is in Nilofar Hospital. Has anybody visited Nilofar Hospital and seen Datri? Yeah? Okay, so that is Comprehensive Lactation Management Center, where it is not just expression of milk, it is not just storage, the milk is processed there. Okay, we'll talk about what happens in the process. Okay, but milk is processed and pasteurized and then stored again and then distributed to all the needy babies. Along with it's not just distribution of milk to needy babies. The stress is given on mom. What is mom? I'm sure Dr. Murki has spoken about mom, isn't it? So it is mother's own milk. So we encourage mothers to express their milk and give it to their own baby. Okay? So that this is the most important one. If we have to do a sort of in a descending order of the milk, okay, descending order of the quality of milk. Number 1 comes direct breastfeeding, right? Number 2 is mom. Number 3 is what? What do you think? Pooled mother's milk or the donor mother's milk. DBM we call donor breast milk. Then,
With pasteurized human milk.
okay, so then next one is the rest of the formula or what. Okay, so direct breastfeeding, if for some reason direct breastfeeding is not possible, then is mother's own milk, expressed breast milk. Okay, so that is the importance of mom, right? I'm not going to into detail about mom, and there is a lot of comparison between mom and DBM. Okay, so but obviously mom is better. If for some reason again that is not available, the next best is expressed breast milk, the donor breast milk. In fact, it is PDHM, pasteurized donor breast milk. Okay, right. Now we know the types of lactation management units, lactation units. What actually happens in a CLMC? Does anybody know? What is the first step in the process of CLMC? Expression? Okay. Even before expression? Anybody can go and express? Counseling them. Very good. Okay. Even before counseling, can anybody go and counsel and I can go and express? Okay. The first thing is absolutely awareness has to be created. The second thing is selection of the mother. Selection of the mother is very important. You cannot just go and ask anybody to give the milk. So how do you select a mother? Absolutely correct. So first is mother should give consent. Mother should be willing to donate. And then mother should have all the serologies negative. So you select the mothers. And then mother should be free from any other medical conditions. Okay. So all these are satisfied. Then you can ask the mother to actually donate. So before donating again, you counsel the mother. You actually tell the mother what is the importance of donation, where is this milk going, how is this being used, what advantages does the mother have if she donates. And the other important aspect is mothers will donate milk only after giving to their baby. First, the mother has to feed the child. And then if there is excess milk, I'm sure you have come across so many mothers that actually have so much more milk than needed. It just keeps oozing, isn't it? So, only those mothers who have excess milk will donate. Okay? And so, once the milk is donated, now the next process is, so once the mother agrees, mother comes into the milk bank or the CLMC, and then mother is registered with all the details. Okay? So nowadays there is a software for it. So mother's details are all registered. Okay? An ID is given to the mother. Now she will come and again counsel about the expression of milk. How the milk is expressed. Okay? Milk can be expressed. If it is only for mom, you can ask her to do with manual expression. Then otherwise just pump, breast pump, non-electric breast pump or an electric pump. So what all we have in the CLMCs are hospital grade pumps. Okay? I think you should all visit the milk bank at Gandhi in Nilofer once and be there for all the maybe half a day at least. And you will understand exactly what happens because that has been established for now more than 8 years. Okay, so now once the mother is registered, she goes in, she actually wears a gown, okay, a sterile gown. She will actually wash from here to here, everything is properly washed with soap and water, dried with a nice sterile towel, and then she goes into a private area where all the breast pumps are there, and we have excellent lactation counselors like Mamta's sister who is here. She used to be in Datri Nilofer before, who actually help mothers express the milk. While they are expressing, lot of other activities are done like massaging to the mother, like back massage, shoulder massage, they will have a foot massage. All those equipment are there where, this is actually shown to improve the breast milk production directly. It's a direct relation. Okay. So once the mother is expressed, again everything, the infection control is a big part of it. Everything is sterilized. Everything is kept in the way it should be kept. We are not going there. But the milk is expressed. Okay. And then once the milk is expressed, it is stored in a deep freezer. Okay. At minus 20 degrees centigrade. And this can be, the shelf life of this milk is about 6 months. Okay, from the time of expression. So once this is stored, once there is enough milk in the freezer, now what happens? All the milk is collected in small bottles. The next step is actually pasteurization. If we have to pasteurize each bottle, it takes a long time and it is not cost effective. So world over, what they do is a process called pooling. Okay, so under a laminar flow, under strict sterile conditions, like an operation theatre setup, what the milk bank, the CLMC staff do is, they pool the milk under the laminar flow. They first thaw the milk. Once it is naturally thawed, they actually have flasks, conical flasks, and then they mix all the amount, whatever, they will take a batch of milk and then they will note down what batch, which mother's milk are being pooled in that. Just in case we have to track back, you can track back. Okay, so all the milk is pooled in a conical flask, nicely pooled so that nothing is, evenly mixed. And then we leave everything there under the laminar flow. And before actually starting of this process, one day before, all the equipment is autoclaved. So this is a properly planned process that one day before, autoclaving of all the required things are done. If time was there, I would have actually shown what all is being needed and what equipment is needed to establish a milk bank also. Okay. Now autoclaving, then on the day of pasteurization, pooling, and then now the pooled bed is pooled milk is collected in small bottles. Okay. So of about 150 ml, and then 150 ml bottles. They are all collected. A batch now goes into the pasteurizer. Okay. What does a pasteurizer do? The pasteurizer heats it up and then cools it down very quickly. Heats up to 62.5 degrees centigrade for half an hour and then suddenly cools down to 4 degrees centigrade. This are they are special bottles. Either they are plastic or bottles. We use plastic bottles which are very thick. Food grade bottles. 62.5 degrees centigrade. They resist the heat. Sir. Our bottles only are made for pasteurization.
They macrophage and other things, they will not stick out to the walls.
Ladies, sir. They are all food grade and they are made for pasteurization. So everything is, so this method of pasteurization is called Holder's method. Okay. Now there are two types of pasteurizers. One is an automatic pasteurizer. Completely everything is automatic. Manu andulo bottle petteste chalu, it will heat up, it will cool down, and then it will beep when everything is ready. And then there is another one semi-automatic one where you have to cool down manually, and then there is another one called water shaker bar. Okay, where the water is heated up and then it is shaken Same principle, 62.5 degrees, but this is more manual. Okay, so different types of pasteurizers are there. Okay, right. Now once what happens when you are filling up the bottles, we need to make sure that this is all sterile after the process, isn't it? So if we can't make sure that this is sterile, you can't give it to the babies. So what would we do? We cannot test every bottle. This is all the cold bottles, right? So all of them have the same milk. They are processed in the same way. So each batch of pasteurized milk, one bottle will have only 10 ml. Okay? Either a syringe, or some people will put a syringe with a 10 ml, or some people will put 10 ml in a bottle instead of 150 ml. That bottle is given for culture. When do you give it for culture? Immediately as soon as the pasteurizer is open. So you should have a coordination with your culture labs as well. Okay? So this is a pasteurized waiting for culture set. These will go into one freezer, clearly labeled as waiting for culture reports. Culture report comes 48 to 72 hours later, and once culture is negative, all these will go into to be ready to be dispensed freezer. Okay, you understand? So only those are dispensed out. Now if culture is positive for some reason, then what happens is all that particular batch is thrown away, discarded. Okay, it is not used again, it is not pasteurized again. Okay, even if there is a small suspicion of not even 10 to the power of 5 organisms, even a small organism is grown, the whole batch is thrown, it is not pasteurized again. Okay, so these are the strict guidelines that we follow, right? So who are the beneficiaries? Who are going to get this milk? Who is going to get this milk? So generally what we say is less than 1.2, 1.5 kilos. Because if we have to relax for everybody, whatever milk is there will not be sufficient. Okay? So there is a scarcity of milk still. So right now the criteria is to all preterm babies and less than 1.5 kilo babies, the milk will be given upon the request of the staff, the doctors from the NICU. So anybody coming and asking will not be given. The request has to come from either an assistant professor, associate, or a professor, and then on a particular format they sign and then request. That request is got by the parents or the attendants. Again here I think because anybody and everybody can come and take, they usually take the Aadhaar card also of the parents who are taking the so strict guidelines, so that we are not just giving the milk to anybody else. And this whole process is absolutely free. Okay, and understood the process, right? And very briefly, that's all. How much do you think? Did anybody hear of the other commercially available products? I don't want to name the brand, but commercially available breast milk. How much is it? 1,500 rupees for 100 ml. People buy it because it's breast milk. It's a properly processed breast milk, but a commercial. Okay. How much does it cost actually to produce 100 ml of pasteurized milk? It is actually, I think 750 to 850 rupees per 100 ml. The cost of, if you include everything, because there is such an amount of process that happens. So it is expensive, but at Dhatri it is all done free of cost with the support of the hospitals with the support of the government, with the support of government hospitals. Like this one, it is all done free of cost, and I don't need to tell separately about the importance of breast milk, isn't it? What a breast milk can do to a preterm baby, I don't need to tell. You all know.
We have to take the consent of the actual biological parents,
Correct.
because unless they give consent, we
Correct.
cannot feed.
So you are absolutely right, and that is taken.
That's one comment.
Correct.
The second thing is, can this be extrapolated to the babies born to the mothers who are having primary or secondary lactation failure?
Yes, it can be. It depends on the local milk that you are able to spare for the older babies, because when you talk about primary, secondary lactation, the babies are big, right?
So what is
Maybe.
the quantity and all those?
So it is the
that
usual
becomes-
quantity, isn't it?
Yes.
At least 100 to 120 ml per kilo per day, which amounts to, if it is a 3 kilo baby, it's almost like, yeah.
Yes.
So if that kind of for the next few days until, so this is not permanent, by the way. See, what happens is donor breast milk can be given till certain period until the mother has come to the unit, or we have encouraged mother to actually express, and we have made the mother self-sufficient.
So right now there is no provision of giving to that one. Only
No,
that-
right now, Dhatri's rules are like this. I mean, in Dhatri it is the thing, because if you are talking from the statistics of Nilofer, you know how many,
Right.
it's a huge load of babies. So how much milk do we need to feed all those babies?
So third question is, why is that only one?
Positive, that's all. I mean, it is a contaminated milk.
So we
Whether the
cannot-
contamination has come from the mother's milk, or contamination happened during the process, or later handling, whatever, but culture is culture positive.
So that is a basic, compulsory, it is a protocol that has to be
Protocol
followed.
that has to be followed. That's all. Because this is world over. This is according to the whatever Hambana guidelines or whatever, everywhere this is the thing. Culture positive, discarded. Yeah, Kodeshwari.
Yeah. Milk, mother is at home. She delivered and she discharged. And
Yeah.
baby is also with the mother. And if the baby wants milk from the bank, then mother will not come along with the baby.
Correct.
Who can take?
Anybody can take who can represent the mother.
Oh.
Father, grandmother, grandfather, whoever can come. But they have to show their identity and the relation to the anybody can come that way, isn't it? So after a lot of incidents, we have formed these rules. See, when there is milk available, there are, things happen. So because there were some incidents that happened, and we formed these rules that, that it has to be given only to really genuine, deserving babies who have, and I'm sure now Nilofer Hospital, NICU has become formula free. There is no formula at all. No formula given at any point of time. See, the moment this kind of remuneration or incentive comes, that's it. It is all commercials. So what we provide is, some biscuits, which are healthy multi-millet biscuits, which are protein rich.
At that time, are you going to relax the rules, or you are strict with the
That
rules?
kind of situation never comes. First in, first out. The bottles are also arranged in a way that they are first in, first out. Yeah.
And last thing, is it only for babies delivered in Gandhi or admitted in Gandhi, or can it be availed by people from other hospitals?
Okay. Right now, I think it will be utilized only in government hospitals. When it comes to private hospitals, see, again, it is very difficult to cater for the government hospitals.
And
No, not just
extrapolating that
private,
question.
other government, like this.
If milk is coming from there, we can pasteurize here and then we can send it there. Okay? But it depends on the hospitals'
What will be the
authorities.
transit time of milk from the owner place to
It can be any time. There was in COVID times, even from Guntur we transferred milk in a properly packaged, because so donation need not happen only in the milk bank. Mothers can express at home also. Community donation
That's
also.
what, from the recipient's end that is there, from the donor's end.
Donor
it is
side,
from outside.
community can donate.
But the
Now there
recipient
is
is only in the Gandhi.
Recipient is only here in the government hospital. So I hope that this will take off, and then we will be in a situation to provide to the rest of the catchment district hospitals. I think that should be the aim.
I'm requesting Mr. Vasudeva garu, head of the department, to come to the dais.
On ground actually ఏమన్నా కావాలి మీకు నిజంగా తెలుసుకోవాలి అనుకుంటే the champion is at the back. He's a real champion, I would say. Mamta sister. No. Sir, this is for you.
Madam.
Next, I'm requesting you to Kotesh Rama garu, head of the department, preventive medicine. Please welcome to the dais.
Years about the breast milk bank, whatever lactation management banks, okay, and it is very useful for the community, especially those who are not secreting the milk, mothers and babies who are preterm babies who are deficit or lack of milk production from the mother. So it is very good initiation by Sushena Foundation and having and associating with our government hospitals. It is very good initiative, and thank you very much.
Next, I'm requesting you to Dr. Aruna Raksam, in charge principal of the School of Nursing. Please welcome to the dais. Please sit below.
Very nice explanation Madam has given. They are very much interested to know all about this. It's very nice. Thank
తల్లి పాలు ముద్దు తల్లి పాలు ముద్దు తల్లి పాలు ముద్దు ఓకే తల్లి పాలు అమృతం తల్లి పాలు అమృతం తల్లి పాలు అమృతం